In today's lesson of Adventures in Dentures, we're going to cover finishing the dentures. The cases have been processed, we're ready to open them and get started. We're going to open the vise, remove our flasks, and chop away the plaster. I like to clean the flasks as I go, so it's not too much work at the end. All right, we've taken the cases out of the flask. Our next step is to take our snips and open them up. Sometimes the stone's a little brittle. You can get it a little with your hand, and we're quite lucky today. I like to clean the flasks right away and put them in Vaseline to make sure they're ready to go for the next case. Since we painted them well and used a separating film, you can see the dentures are extremely clean and ready to finish. Sometimes we have to use a snip. But we want to be gentle. We don't want to put any undue stress on the denture and break it when we're opening them. We'll put them in the ultrasonic cleaner with some plaster and stone remover, and they're ready to finish. This is really caustic. You don't want to touch this with your fingers. Usually wear rubber gloves, but drop them in there for at least 10-15 minutes to clean up. All the stone and plaster has been removed from the dentures. It's time now to clean them up with our burrs and grinding wheels and get a nice finished product for the patient. It's important when working with the dentures at the grinding wheel to wear a mask. There's a lot of small particulates in the air, and you have to be very careful. You want a long life ahead of you, and this is the way to keep safe. I'll place that on. Always use suction. I clean up the borders first. What I'm trying to do, cleaning up the borders, is keep a uniform thickness around the rolls, around the edges. So we don't want a thicker spot here or there. We're going to try and follow the muscle contours. Every technician is going to use a different set of burrs, ones they prefer to do different jobs. What I'm going to use next is a cutting disc to relieve the muscles, as you've seen in the bite rim and custom tray areas. And then I'm going to use a small tool to round that off. You want it nice and smooth inside there so we don't cut those muscles when the patient inserts the denture. What we've done here is smooth the contours of the buccal surfaces, lingual surfaces. This is going to get everything nice and smooth. There's always a little imperfection from the flow of the stone caused into the acrylic. So next step will be to festoon and scallop our anatomy into our nice flat profile we've created. This is to create a smooth finish on the denture, but if you want to put a little stippling to give it a nice natural appearance, you make a stippling burr, which you take a very fine point burr, just heat it and put a little bend in the end. That's going to cause it to circulate unevenly. You can adjust that in the motor. See, it's making an odd waver. I'm going to place a little Vaseline on the anterior section here, and then we're going to create a texture. I usually only do the anterior unless requested by the dentist. The reason is tartar tends to build up on the posterior teeth, and you can't see the back of the denture anyway when a patient smiles. So if you just texture the anterior 6 teeth, it'll give you a really nice result. Once that's done, remove the burr and just place in an Abbott brush. Clean that area up. And you can see how we have a nice textured finish as opposed to the smooth, glassy look. And some of the patients really like that natural look. And at this time, we're ready to polish the dentures. We're now ready to polish the dentures. We start with pumice, which gets rid of all the scratches. Please be sure to wear gloves, a mask, and safety glasses for protection. Just keep flowing the pumice onto the denture. Be careful to polish your anatomy, but not to take the anatomy out of the teeth or to remove the carving you did at the base of the teeth. You'll have to move the denture around quite a bit to make sure you get every possible angle to remove all the scratches. Just lightly hit the tops of the teeth. Again, you don't want to remove your anatomy, but you want a nice, shiny product for the patient. Make sure you get the muscle attachments. You don't need those sharp. Now in the anterior section, when you get to the root guy, just brush that lightly on low speed. You don't want to take away the nice detail you just put in there. We'll continue on doing the palate and making sure after we rinse them that all the scratches are gone, and we'll go to high shine. Okay, now we're ready for the high shine. There are a lot of different products for high shine on the market. You're just going to have to find the one that seems to work best for you. If you see an area where it's a little scratched, maybe you missed that, you can switch over and just hit that on your pumice wheel again, take that out, and you're ready for the high shine. A lot of times less is more. You don't want to put too much on there. And it will cut. You don't want to put on too much pressure. It will take your detail away. Here we have our completed dentures, ready for the patient. Let's always make sure to disinfect the case before we get it to the dentist. There's a lot of contaminants in the lab, and we always want to be careful to not cross-contaminate and harm anyone. Thank you for watching this video series, and if you have any questions, you know where to find us at Adventures in Dentures.